Hello everyone, this is Nick from Honest Media Review, and today we are diving into Spider-Man Brand New Day. Look, right off the bat, this is a super entertaining movie. Watching Tom Holland back in action really cements for me that he is going to be our Spider-Man for a long time to come. This time around, Peter finds himself with a brand new dynamic of allies in the form of Detective Jean DeWolf and Frank Castle, also known as the Punisher. I love the connection between Spidey and Detective DeWolf. It's an uplifting partnership built on mutual respect. She's genuinely impressed by his crime-fighting skills, and they share a great, grounded working relationship throughout his relentless crusade against crime. Now, as for the Punisher, it's a totally different dynamic class for enemies. They're fighting crime from opposite ends of the ideological spectrum, but that tension creates an incredible synergy. At the end of the day, both want to eradicate crime, and despite their clashing methods, there's a deep underlying respect between them. To quickly recap where we last saw Peter in Spider-Man No Way Home, that movie was massive. Bringing all three Spider-Men together was pure magic. But it left Peter's life completely dismantled. To save his friends, Doctor Strange wiped everyone's memory of Peter Parker. He lost his best friend, and worst of all, MJ forgot who he was entirely. So, where do we find Spider-Man now? He's back to doing what he does best, fighting crime left and right. The cinematography and action choreography in these sequences are absolutely stunning. However, things get complicated when a mysterious new villain emerges. Nobody knows who this person is, but they're completely wreaking havoc, targeting the secretive government organization called Damage Control, and completely upending Peter's life. Peter eventually faces off against this antagonist in a massive high-stakes battle involving an incredibly hulking creature. Now, without spoiling too much, I do have to be honest. From a comic book fan's perspective, I don't think this specific character was the right choice for the villain role. At least not in the way they were presented here. I get that the MCU constantly reinterprets characters for a fresh spin, but this particular approach just didn't fully hit the mark for me. While I really enjoyed the film overall, I did have a few critiques. First, the visual tone in the melodramatic moments, specifically Peter's flashback scenes, felt a bit out of place. Stylistically and visually, they look like clips pulled from an indie film rather than a blockbuster MCU project. I wish the filmmakers had been a bit bolder with the lighting and color grading to make those scenes feel more integrated. Second, some of these dramatic moments were stretched a little too thin. It wasn't necessarily boring, but there were points where the pacing dragged enough that I found myself tempted to check my watch. Trimming a few of those moments down would have kept the narrative momentum much tighter without testing the audience's patience. On the flip side, the core emotional beats between Tom Holland and Zendaya as Peter and MJ are fantastic. Their dynamic feels so genuine, and the performances convey this beautiful idea that their connection transcends any spell designed to erase it. Before I give my final rating, I have to mention one mind-blowing detail. Apparently, Tom's Peter Parker was so impressed after meeting Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in No Way Home that he decided to get his very own set of organic webs. That's right, this Spider-Man is now shooting webs directly out of his own body. Don't ask me from where. So, what is the final verdict for Spider-Man Brand New Day? It gets a solid recommendation from me, a highly watchable, crowd-pleasing superhero movie packed with action, romance, adventure, and intrigue. I'm giving it a 8 out of 10. Go check it out and have a great time at the theater. If you have seen this movie already, drop a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching Honest Media Review, and I will see you in the next one.